Whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I brought you guys a video today about Cyndaquil Community Day, which is going to be epic. If you have never done a Pokemon Go Community Day, you need to do one. It is so much fun, man. Pokemon spawn like crazy, and you have a really good chance to get a shiny Cyndaquil. It's going to be a really good event, and this is going to be the first time since Eevee, essentially, that it's actually on a Saturday. So it seems like they kind of listed a community feedback. They moved it from Sunday to Saturday, and it's going to be going down in just about 24 hours from the time this video is going up. So definitely something to look forward to. Now keep an eye out. I'm going to give out some tips in this video here to help you maximize your community day for Cyndaquil. Now if you don't have a crazy place to play Pokemon Go or anything like that, don't stress. I'll talk about that a little bit in this video, but I'm just going to talk about some tips and tricks that you can use to kind of go into community day. And if you want to watch it, I'll be streaming it on my live stream on twitch.tv/aDrive as I stream high quality Pokemon Go gameplay over there. But let's talk about Cyndaquil, man. So Cyndaquil is the fire type starter in the Johto region. It's going to be coming out for a community day, obviously, just like Chikorita did, and we'll probably get Totodile in a few months, maybe in January. This event is going to be going down on November 10th. In Asia Pacific, it's going to be 12 p.m. to 3. In Europe, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 1. And then in the Americas and Greenland, it's going to be 11 to 2 PST. So I live in New York time or Eastern time, so it's going to be 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you do a quick conversion on your end to make sure you got the right time zone. Make sure you set some alarms on your phone. One of the best things you could possibly do for Community Day is to set alarms, because you're going to want to make sure that you're taking advantage of all the benefits that you're going to get here in Community Day. Now this is a very special Community Day, and that's because there is a Stardust blast going on right now. This is a crazy event for Stardust. For those who don't really play a ton of Pokemon Go, Stardust is one of the main features and one of the main kind of components to powering up your Pokemon. If you could have infinite Stardust, you'd be in a really good spot, but it is a finite resource, so you always want to try to get as much as possible. So this event actually gives you double Stardust, but Cyndaquil is going to give you double Stardust as well for that 3-hour period. So for that 3-hour window, you're going to get 4 times the Stardust. But of course, there is an item that you can use to increase your Stardust, and I'll show you guys that right now if you're not familiar with it. It is called a star piece. You're going to definitely want to pop a star piece. I would make sure what you could do is go on your phone and set a quick alarm for every half hour. Make sure you set a star piece every 30 minutes so you don't forget, because you want to maximize the amount of Stardust you're going to get. That's going to give you 6 times Stardust for every capture. You can get legitimately, I'm not even kidding, you could probably get like 100,000+ Stardust in the 3 hours, like no problem, if you're just catching every single thing and moving super quick. So definitely make sure you guys are using your star pieces. Now if you didn't see, there's actually going to be I believe catch XP as well is going to be one of the other benefits. I think that was one of the other benefits, was catch XP. Yeah, so you're actually going to get double catch XP, so if you want to even maximize that further, you can use lucky eggs throughout the community day. So you have a couple different things you can do there. You can use lucky eggs, you can use Stardust. I always like to use incense as well. I understand that some of these are resources that you may not have access to if you don't have a lot of coins, you don't have the ability to kind of gather coins and get that stuff, but definitely try to get some star pieces. I think there's actually a few boxes going on that might give you an opportunity to kind of get some of those. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so the Ultra Box, you'll get 14 star piece, so that's a pretty good option there. If you don't want to get that much, you can get 6. That'll actually cover. So for 780 coins, you can actually cover the event. If you can only do half the event, you can do 480 coins. So I would say the Great Box is actually a really good deal here. You can grab your 6 star piece and you're good to go. But if you did want to grab those incense, then you're going to want to grab the Ultra Box. So a couple different options there in terms of how you can kind of approach with the maximizing your Stardust. But this is a really big event to capitalize on Stardust, and I highly recommend making sure you have star pieces at the very least. The next thing I want to mention, and I think this is really important, take the time today, go through your box and start getting rid of stuff, man. I'm serious. Actually, I gotta show this off, man. I just got my recent shiny Pinecone, pretty happy with it. But you need to go through your box, you need to start getting rid of stuff. You can see I'm at 1482 out of 1500. I gotta spend like 30 minutes later, and I gotta get rid of at least a couple hundred spots. So if you're the kind of person who's like me, who kind of slacks sometimes and fills up the box pretty quickly, go through your box, get rid of a bunch of stuff now, clear that box space now so you don't have to worry about it tomorrow. Get rid of the box space. Make sure you have at least 300 slots. I would say you want to have at least 300 slots. That way you could just catch Cyndaquils. You could just kind of keep going. Another thing you can do as well, and this is up to you, I really don't think it's that big of a deal because generally from my experience, they increase the catch rate of the Pokemon. But what you can do is if you really are hardcore and you want to make sure you're catching as many as possible, as fast as possible, you can kind of ditch your Pokeballs and just use Great Balls and Ultra Balls. So you can throw out all your Pokeballs and just have Great Balls and Ultra Balls, so it defaults to those. That's like a pretty try-hard thing. Like, you don't have to really stress about that. You will catch them with Pokeballs. You can use Raspberries and stuff like that. Like, there are little tricks you can do that kind of make it so you can catch Pokemon way, way faster by like kind of like sliding over your Pokeball, whatever. I don't worry too much about that. Just catch all the Cyndaquils you find. I'm sure you'll get plenty of shinies. But try to find an area that's got a lot of Pokestops so you can drop incenses that'll increase your spawns, or lures rather. Incense on your own is going to increase your spawns, so that's going to be good. And don't ever rule it. Like, a lot of people I feel like say, oh, well, there's not a lot of Pokestops around me, I don't have a good place to play. Shopping centers, dude. Park your car, get out of your car, don't drive and play, and walk around in the outside of a parking lot of a big shopping center or something like that. I tell you, you will find spawns. Spawns are like based on cell phone data, so if you're trying to find a bunch of spawns and stuff like that, that's going to be one of the best ways to do it, is to just go and walk around where there's like a lot of cell phone traffic, gas stations, things like that. So you don't necessarily have to go to a big place. A mall is a great place, by the way, at least for me. My local malls all tend to be pretty good for Pokemon Go. And generally on community days, the spawns are increased, so they add additional spawn points. So it's not like you're only going to get, you know, your normal spawn points. They generally add extra spawn points on top of that, which gives you a higher chance to find those various Pokemon that you're looking for. All right, one other thing to notice, you can evolve your Quilavas during this event for only 1 hour after the event only. So do it after the event. Don't do it during the event. Do it after the event. So you have 3 hours of catching and then you have 1 hour afterwards. That 1 hour afterwards is a very crucial time if you're trying to maximize your Cyndaquil here. You want to get Blast Burn. So you're going to evolve Quilava up to 1 hour after the event. That Typhlosion is going to know the fire type move Blast Burn. Charizard had it in the past for Community Day. You want to get Blast Burn, man. I'm telling you, you want to get Blast Burn. It's a much superior move to the other options. A pretty good charge move, basically. So you definitely want to try to grab Blast Burn on your Quilava. So pick your best shiny and maybe your best Cyndaquil, or a couple of them. If you want to get a few, that's fine. But I generally pick 1 or 2 shinies that I like. I power them up. My best shinies I get, I max them out. And then I maybe pick 1 or 2 good Typhlosions in this case, and I'll max them out. Obviously, for a more meta-relevant Pokemon like Metagross last month, you might want to pick a handful more. But in this case, I would say that's a good starting point, is to kind of factor that in and just say, okay, you know, I'm going to evolve a handful of these to get them. You also have that 1 hour afterwards to do some trades. You'll only get 1 special trade a day, so if you want to try to trade and get a lucky Cyndaquil, that's your opportunity to do so. Otherwise, you could trade a bunch of Cyndaquils back and forth with people real quick to basically get more candy, first of all, and also give yourself a chance to get a lucky Cyndaquil, which then you can power up to get a Typhlosion. So if you're playing in an area that's relatively populated, you can kind of negotiate or kind of agree ahead of time that, hey, the last hour after Community Day, from 5 to 6 o'clock or whatever it is in your time zone, we're going to take this opportunity, we're going to trade a bunch of Pokemon back and forth to basically, you know, give ourselves a chance to get a lucky one. If you don't know, lucky Pokemon have an IV floor of 12, 12, 12. The highest stat you can have is 15, 15, 15, which is 100%. So 12, 12, 12 is pretty good, and chances are it'll be a little bit better than that. You have about a 50% chance for it to be a 90% or above, and a 50% chance for it to be like 80%, 81% to 91% or so. So that's something you can do there too in terms of other tips. The one other thing I want to mention, there's a really, really important key here, and that's going to be the IV chart. So this IV chart, I'll put it in the description below. You can screenshot it, you can favorite this video, come back to it later, whatever it may be. But I would recommend taking a second and just before you start the community day, look at these numbers and memorize the top number for your respective level, right? If you're above level 30, if you're level 30 or above, a perfect Cyndaquil in the wild is going to be 712 CP. That's what you're going to be looking for. If the weather is boosted, if you have sunny weather, which is going to boost fire types and grass types and ground types, I believe, you're going to look for 771 at level 35. Otherwise, you can see the respective levels there depending on your level. I'm actually 34. I'm still slacking. So 760 would be the highest I would find personally for a weather boost. If it's not good weather, if it's not sunny weather, hopefully it's sunny weather for you guys for this community day. But if it's not sunny weather for you, then you're going to be looking for 712 if you're level 30. 712 is going to be your highest CP. That's going to indicate 100%. There's also a few other things you can do. I'll show you guys a little trick that I've been actually working with that I think is really good when it comes to kind of doing this. Let me see a Pokemon that I have a lot of, maybe that I haven't like gone through recently. I think CUBONE's a good one actually, because I recently just caught a bunch of CUBONEs and I have to clear through them. So I don't actually have that many. Oh no, I have a lot of CUBONEs actually. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit. I'm gonna sort by CP, right? So I'm gonna sort by CP, and let me clear this IV chart out of here. So I'm gonna look at this CUBONE here. It's 725 CP. This is actually a really good tip, and you can use this for outside of Community Day in terms of getting rid of stuff in your boxes. So what we're gonna see here is we're gonna see 725 CP, and we're gonna look at the Stardust it costs to power it up, which is 5,000 Stardust. You see where it says power up 5,000 and 4 candy. I'm gonna appraise this guy, okay? It's gonna say he's above average. Okay, so now I'm gonna swipe to the next one. It's got a lower CP at 721, and the Stardust is the same, which means that I know that this CUBONE is not any better than the previous CUBONE. And I'll check it right now, and we'll see. Okay, it's caught my attention, so actually I think it is a little bit better, but we know it's not perfect. I think it ended up being about the same. So what you're looking for is for that Stardust number to go down, and that's how you'll know you'll have a better CUBONE. So here's another 5,000 Stardust. That's not going to do it for me, okay? So I don't have to even check these. I know that these are all bad. So here's a drop to 4,500. We'll see if this one's any good. It's not. Okay, so that's fine. I see it dropped to 4,000 Stardust. Let me check that one real quick. Still not good. Okay, 3,500. Let me check this one real quick. And what you're looking for is once you get one that's 80% or above, it makes this process a little bit easier because you can kind of work from that one. So hopefully I'll be able to kind of show you guys a good example. So here's one actually, right? So I got a 523 with 2,500 Stardust that it says to power it up. And I know this one's 80% or above because I already marked it. So now I'm going to go to the next one, and it's 3,000 Stardust. So the Stardust went up and the CP went down, which means that this is definitely not better than the previous one. So I know that. So I'm looking for 20. This one's higher too. The Stardust went up, the CP went down. That means that this is not better than the previous one, right? This one is 80% or above. These two are not. I don't even have to check it because I know. And I'm looking, this one's not either because it's 3,000. This one's 2,500. I doubt it's good. I'm going to check it. It's not. Okay, so I'm looking for below 2,500. Here we got 2,200. And it's not going to be good. Okay, so now I'm looking for below 2,200. Anything with Stardust above that, I'm not even going to bother checking. If it's below that, I'll check it. So 2,200 again, no. 1,600, okay, a little bit of drop there, still not good. So now I'm looking for below 1,600 Stardust. If I don't find that, there's 1,300. Let me just check this one real quick. No, okay, so now I'm looking for below 1,300 Stardust. And you can do this, if this makes sense, you can do this and check, and then you just check when the Stardust changes. Okay, that's fine. Still not good. So now, at this point, I don't think any of the rest of them are going to be any good. Oh, well, actually, this one's good. So this one's 800, but it's a pretty low CP. So I probably wouldn't even bother with this one, but you can see what I'm saying. So I'll kind of backtrack a little bit to just explain that one more time. So I have this CUBONE here that's 523 CP, and it takes 2,500 Stardust to power up. As I go down in order, as the CP goes down, that Stardust also has to either go down or stay the same to even bother checking it. If the Stardust goes up, then it's definitely not going to be better than the last one. Simple as that, right? So we have 2,500 Stardust here, 523. That's 3,000. No, that's 3,500. No, that's 3,000. No, that's 2,500. Probably no, because the CP is much lower now. 2,200. Then we check. Okay, but it's still, again, it's not a big enough difference to make up for the CP gap. So hopefully that's a little tip when you're trying to clear through your boxes after the Cyndaquil event. That's what I'm going to be doing here in a little bit to clear out these boxes myself and get ready to rock. So don't forget the IV chart here, guys. Be sure to check that out. I'll put it in the description below. Hit that like button down below for more Pokemon Go content, guys. I really appreciate the support. Shiny Cyndaquil Day is going to be awesome. And again, I am going to be streaming it on my Twitch live stream. You can also check out the description for a chance to win a Nintendo Switch Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee edition. And again, share this with your friends. Tell your friends what you're watching. Let them know, because this video is a very nice little tip for Cyndaquil Community Day. I wish you all the best in your shiny hunting tomorrow for the Community Day. Hope you guys all catch 100% Cyndaquils. That's gonna be it for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one. And be sure to subscribe for more as I post Pokemon videos every single day.